Genuine encounter. On September 4, 2023, around 8:58 p.m., something extraordinary happened in Apex, North Carolina. A family witnessed a strange light formation in the sky that left them in awe and filled with questions. The evening started off like any other. A person, along with their brother, his girlfriend, and their grandfather, were spending time together. It was a calm night, and they had no idea they were about to see something unusual. Suddenly, above the trees, they noticed a huge, triangular-shaped object glowing with a yellowish-white light. Take a look.
Fuck, why does it keep going away? It's right there. It's right... What is that? What the fuck is that? Yo!
The footage shows what looks like a mysterious triangular-shaped object slowly flying across the skies above Apex town. The video is too shaky, so here is a stabilized version, which is a bit less shaky. The entire event left the family members absolutely baffled. Then it disappeared, only to reappear about 5 minutes later. This time, the object was glowing green and blue. Excited and curious, the person and their brother ran towards the lights to get a better look. What's interesting is that this event did not go unnoticed. The individual who recorded this footage decided to report the sighting to the Federal Aviation Administration. To his surprise, the FAA took the report seriously, and the eyewitness even spoke with an official who confirmed that what the eyewitness saw seemed like an unidentified flying object. This official was a believer in such phenomena and assured them that the object was definitely not an airplane, helicopter, or drone. This confirmation added credibility to the sighting. Moreover, the person's grandfather, a former Air Force and commercial mechanic with years of experience, could not identify the object either. His inability to explain what they saw added even more mystery to this encounter. The footage has sparked interest and curiosity, not just among the family, but also among others who have seen it. Some believe this to be a government secret project TR-3B, but there are many others who seem genuinely convinced that it was the real deal. And then there are other people who encountered the same object from another different region 3 weeks ago. But what's interesting is that the individual mentioned that after his sighting, the UFO was heading in the direction towards Apex town from his angle. So, could it be that the same mysterious UFO was spotted in both regions, Apex and Zebulon? Also, if the FAA reported it was not plane, drone, etc., then what exactly is this peculiar triangle-shaped object? Is it something truly far beyond our comprehension? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? Well, I leave that up to you to be the judge of that. 3 strange anomaly. On June 4, 2024, in Sacramento, California, an unusual event took place that captured the attention of one local resident. The incident occurred during a regular workday when the individual was doing his usual tasks at his home when he encountered a strange group of unidentified objects in the sky. Intrigued and somewhat puzzled, they tried to capture images and video. The sighting lasted about 3 to 4 minutes, but the eyewitness only managed to record 20 seconds of it. But nonetheless, the footage sparked significant curiosity and debate. Take a look.
Right there. Right there. They're moving all around the sky. They're moving all around the sky. This is nuts.
The footage shows what looks like 3 white orb-shaped objects flying across the sky. As the eyewitness focused on the strange objects, he realized these were not typical birds or aircraft. The objects appeared as spherical orbs, displaying behavior that was far from ordinary. According to the individual, at one point during the sighting, while the person was attempting to get a clearer shot, the orbs moved directly overhead, maintaining the same height and distance in a matter of seconds. This sudden and precise movement is not normal. The orbs then moved back to their original position in the sky, which can be seen in the video. After hovering momentarily, all these 3 objects sporadically flew off to the left and disappeared from view. Now at first, when I saw this video, I honestly thought it to be birds flapping their wings. However, upon zooming in on the video, it became clear that these were not birds at all, but something else entirely. Because when I zoom in, the appearance does look like strange spherical orbs, and sometimes one of the orbs looks like it disappeared for a moment before reappearing once again. Now that could be due to camera distortion when zooming into an object. It happens for quite some time though, as if the orbs are blinking and flying at the same time. When this video went online, many people believe that this was a genuine UFO incident. Others, however, believe it still to be balloons or cranes. However, the eyewitness did mention that these weren't birds or balloons, as he believed he was seeing 3 spinning, reflective spherical orbs. Each one was spinning on its own, with a steady rotation separate from their overall movement. The darting off from far in the distance to right above his head and then vanishing back into the distance was something, according to him, seemed truly otherworldly. But whatever this is, I want to know your opinion on this one. Is it truly a balloon, or is it something else entirely? Let me know down in the comments below. Bizarre maneuver. On June 5th, 2024, in the early hours of the morning, a peculiar incident occurred over Gosport, United Kingdom. This coastal town, known for its close proximity to the Royal Navy base, became the center of a strange sighting. At that time, a local resident captured an unusual spectacle in the night sky. Take a look. This footage shows 2 strange glowing lights flying among the clouds. The lights appear green and vary in brightness, sometimes dimming and then brightening again. Their movement is particularly odd, as it does not look synchronized. At times, the lights move quickly, then slowly. Sometimes they separate, then come close together again. Overall, they display a very bizarre movement. The resident who filmed the sighting mentioned that these lights didn't follow any familiar patterns seen from the usual activity near the Navy base. Typically, lights in this area follow predictable paths, but these did not. The erratic movement and changing intensity of the lights don't make sense as per the eyewitness. When I first watched this video, I thought these lights might be spotlights or anti-aircraft lights. This seemed like a reasonable explanation given the area's military significance. However, upon conducting some research, I discovered something interesting. There actually had been drone light trials conducted by the Royal Navy in the vicinity. The only thing is that these trials took place between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. However, the sighting of these mysterious lights captured on this video occurred around 1 a.m., almost 3 hours after the drone trials had ended. This discrepancy raises several questions. If the lights were not part of the Royal Navy's drone trials, what could they be? Also, the movement and behavior of the lights do not match typical aircraft or known military activities. So could they be experimental technology or atmospheric phenomena? Or something beyond our current understanding? Well, as always, you decide. Vanishing Act. On October 17, 2023, in Sacramento, California, an unusual event took place that left an eyewitness completely surprised. The person captured footage of a strange, misty white orb in the sky around 7:11 p.m. This was no ordinary sight, as according to the eyewitness, the sky was clear and the stars were totally visible. Yet this one object appeared to be shrouded in mist or fog, making it stand out. The eyewitness was walking to their car when they noticed this strange, mysterious glowing orb. It was stationary at first, resembling a significant star but with an odd, foggy appearance. The sighting was brief, lasting only about 20 seconds, but it was enough to baffle the eyewitness. The orb then seemed to fizzle out of existence, much like an image fading away in a photo editing software. Intrigued by what they had seen, the eyewitness sat in their car for another 30 minutes, hoping the object would reappear. During this time, they tried to figure out what it could have been, but wasn't able to get to a solution. The orb moved horizontally before becoming stationary again. Also, if you look closely, the video shows the object moving slightly to the left before it disappears. This movement added another layer of mystery to the sighting. There were several theories about what this object could have been. Some suggested it might have been a SpaceX rocket, as a launch had taken place at 5:39 p.m. that day. However, the eyewitness doubted this explanation. They pointed out that SpaceX rockets usually look different and move in distinct patterns, unlike the stationary and briefly moving orb they saw. Another suggestion was that it could have been a white flare, but the object's behavior didn't match that of a typical flare, which would not stay stationary for such a period. The eyewitness said that if it was indeed a SpaceX rocket, it should have either docked or changed course during that time. Others proposed that it could have been the International Space Station. However, the space station was visible in the northeast sky earlier that day, ruling out the possibility of it being the object witnessed in the evening. So, what do you think? Is it the SpaceX rocket or the International Space Station? Or is it something else entirely? Let me know down in the comments below. UFO with red aura. Before I get into it, if you are new here and enjoy mysterious UFO videos like these, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel because more videos like this are on your way. That said, let's get back to the video. On August 2023, in Cordoba, Argentina, an eyewitness captured an intriguing video from the 12th floor of an apartment building. The individual was enjoying a regular evening at home, spending time on their balcony, as they often did, appreciating the night view of the city. While casually gazing at the sky, the eyewitness noticed an unusual bright white object with a red aura hovering above. This was not something they had seen before. The object caught their attention due to its intense brightness and peculiar glow. It was significantly brighter than any star or planet, and it did not have the usual twinkle of a distant celestial body. This prompted them to take out their smartphone and start recording. Take a look. The eyewitness quickly realized that this object did not move like an airplane or satellite either. It stayed still, unlike the regular movement patterns of aircraft that are frequent in the area. The bright white light with a red aura remains stationary throughout the recording. The object's light is steady, lacking the flicker you usually expect from stars or planets due to atmospheric interference. After capturing some footage with the phone, the eyewitness decided to go inside to fetch a better camera for a clearer recording. However, upon returning to the balcony, the mysterious object had mysteriously vanished without a trace. The eyewitness mentioned that it could not be a conventional aircraft because it lacks the typical red and green navigation lights required for airplanes. The object also did not exhibit any movement towards or away from the observer, which is unusual for any known flying object. The witness also dismisses the idea of the object being a star or planet because the brightness and steady light are inconsistent with what one would expect from such distant celestial objects. Stars and planets typically have a flicker due to atmospheric distortion, which this object did not show at all. Since sharing the video, the eyewitness has seen similar recordings online and noted recent news about UFO sightings. This has led them to believe that their footage might be significant. The video has sparked various theories and discussions among viewers. Some suggest it might be a plane with extremely bright landing lights, but this theory is once again challenged by the absence of the required navigation lights and the stationary nature of the object. Others speculate it could be a satellite or a flare, but once, as I mentioned earlier, the characteristics of the light and the object's behavior do not align with these explanations. So, what do you think? Something out of the ordinary, or just a very weird, elaborate hoax? Well, you be the judge of that. Recently, an astonishing video of the most creepy UFO was caught on camera, and it is absolutely mind-blowing. And this video here will show it to you. Check this out right away before it disappears from the screen. Also, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to watch more intriguing UFO videos in the future.